He has 43,000? Come on.
You know, and I
So ridiculous what happens to me in this game.
Can't deny that. Also can't deny that it makes great TV.
More great TV coming up right after this.
It'd be nice to just hit some cards. It'd be nice to just, you know, maybe when I had the queens and he had the kings, if I would have hit a queen, that would have made up for some of the bad luck I've had. When I get unlucky in a lot of hands, it gets old.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. When Phil said it gets old, was he talking about running bad or listening to him afterwards? Because let me tell you, it never gets old.
So what other countries have you visited, Mac?
What?
What other countries have you visited?
China.
You've been to China? China twice? Why?
China.
What are you doing there?
Because my uncle is the ambassador.
Ah.
Was.
Do you speak Chinese at all?
No.
Chinese mountain.
Where's it?
In China, you know.
Shanghai or
It's like the shouting monks.
Where's the embassy? In Shanghai? Beijing?
In Beijing, yeah.
Beijing?
Yeah.
Dario,
And I did like this
we
NBC
found the
package
secret
thing.
location
They
where he
did
was
flight
training.
system.
He was training with the Shaolin monks in Beijing. I didn't know. Now we got it. Elkie figured it out. Elkie figured it out where he's been training.
Joining Amanda on the couch this week is Italian poker pro Luca Pagano.
Not the catacombs. It was with the Shaolin monks in Beijing.
Abacus.
That's where it was. He just let it out. China twice, this, that. Elkie figured it out. Elkie solved it. Yep.
In the monasteries, they ask, what is the sound of one hand folding?
Perkins raised to 900 in the cannon, folds.
Chinese influence. That's why he's so hard to beat.
2,300.
Stop.
How many three raises to 2,300 with king queen?
I don't even mind.
You can give me some money back.
Fine. Because you wanted the money back here. Fine.
Perkins makes the call. Battle!
You didn't lose yet.
Remember what I said earlier about these two not tangling? I take it back.
Flop, 8-8 jack.
Helmuth has the pre-flop lead.
5,000.
He keeps it, bets 5K.
Can't get in trouble with that flop.
Perkins folds.
You got the money back, see? Wanna show one card?
Well, 2,300 I got.
So Phil gets a little revenge against Perkins, but he's probably looking for a lot more, especially considering last season's confrontation with the businessman.
Phil's a great player. I like him. I like ribbing him. The only edge is to get him thinking emotionally and not mathematically, and I used that to my advantage last time.
What's going on here?
Would you have beaten this, Phil? Maybe?
Businessman's running lucky, huh?
Business. Donkeys get lucky. I'm telling you, guys, be careful.
Okay, Phil, tell me what you remember about Bill Perkins.
Don't really remember much about him.
He hate me.
This she's running so good.
Bullets were flying.
We played once, I think. I think you're going to lose 100, but I think you're going to spread it around to these guys. I hope I can get some of it.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, Mr. Cocky.
I honestly don't remember. Did he try to get to me last time? I'm just speaking the truth, man.
No, you're speaking your opinion, man. Just because you're married to a woman for 20 years doesn't mean that I'm going to tolerate you.
Let's keep it friendly, boys. I don't want to have to bring up a fight.
I guess I remember it vaguely. Classy guy, buddy.
Why? What did I do?
Why would you say that? You want to just step on me?
He's a school teacher. For God's sakes, man.
Screaming will do you a lot of good. Don't know what to say?
To many people, I was the hero. When you have a big personality like mine on the set with him, sparks are bound to fly.
Relax, buddy. You may be able to push other people around, but not me.
I mean, I feel like if I'm stupid enough to give it back to him, then I've made a mistake. Because you don't fight with a fly. You shoo a fly away.
It's good-natured ribbing. I don't like it to get too far across the line. We're all here to play cards, not go to war. In his mind, in my mind, and probably in a lot of the fans' mind, it's round 2.
You might think Phil's pretending to not remember Bill Perkins. Trust me, he's not. He still calls me buddy every time he sees me.
Who's this guy at the table straddling?
That's Bill Perkins, Scott.
Oh, right, the businessman. Suited one gapper for the cannon. Chucks it. King, queen for Helmuth.
26.
Raises to 2,600. Minieri out. Elkie with queen 6. Folds.
Phil Hellmuth typically opens a lot of pots in this show, and he's been opening a lot this week, only he's been clowning around far less.
9 tray of spades for Phil Locke.
This would be a very odd call out of position for Phil Locke.
But he does call.
Thank you.
Perkins obviously likes his pot odds.
Hi, DDG.
Calls 1800 with the 7 tray.
Not as odd a call for Perkins.
Well, it's a scoreboard situation. I have 2K profit right now, should I fold. So sometimes you play the stack.
Hold up or play the huge start, that's true.
To the flop, 10 ace jack rainbow. Phil has flopped the stone cold nuts.
And everyone else has stone cold nothing. Even when Phil runs good, he runs bad.
Locke checks. Some guy checks.
Phil probably isn't going to get much action.
How much should bet 2100? Haha, he's got it. He did it. He's ruined the whole thing. He is a genius.
Does bet 2100.
That's why you can hang with the Shaolin monks that, you know, disguise themselves as Italians, you know? You can do it.
Kung Fu Panda down there. Kung Fu Max.
God damn, what the f?
Shut bluff, you're my idol.
Don't worry about it, Phil. On that hand, if I'm putting money in the flop, holy cow.
Check it.
Helmut, if I put money in it with you, trust me, right in that moment, I was going to have something.
Yeah, I believe you. Like ace jack. It'll be all right.
Wow, how did he flop the nuts? Wow, I'm so glad I didn't make a move on Helmut right then.
Locke, Phil H. That's Phil Locke. Remember him from poker?
More big game coming up right after this. Welcome back to the big game where we've reached hand 73 of the 150 to be played this week. Action will start on Phil Hellmuth.
Here's what you do, cold call. No.
I don't trust you. What I do is I trust my instincts.
Folds.
I call with anything.
The hand.
Dario. King 10 offsuit.
Haven't heard from Dario in a little while.
Pumps it up to 1100. Suited ace for Elke.
I want a thumb ring like Dario.
Elke calls.
What?
A thumb ring like Dario.
Locke folds. Action on Perkins. And he calls. Ace deuce for the cannon.
Probably an easy defend with those pot odds.
And it is.
Not Elke, not yet. But I'm waiting for him to go off loose. Dario's been popped me like 4 or 5 times, so.
4-way action to the flop. 3, 5, 9, all clubs.
All right, everybody, club check.
Perkins checks.
Bottom pair, no club. Max has ace high, worst club.
And checks.
Dario's got the second nut flush draw and the pre-flop betting lead.
And checks it as well.
Elke's got ace high with a wheel draw, but also no club.
And it's going to check around. We'll see a turn. Jack of diamonds.
Perkins perks up. Now with top and bottom, no one with the betting lead at the moment.
He fires out 2600 with 2 pair. Action over to our loose cannon.
Italians are famous for their cooking, and it looks like Max is cooking up something here.
Looks like he's cooking up a raise, possibly. That's a lot of chips. Makes it 11,600.
With nothing but ace high and a gut shot, that's some machismo.
Dario out.
Tough to call there with a bet and a raise in front of you.
How much do I have to put in?
And Elke gives up his gut shot. Perkins makes the call easily.
Quick call from Perkins. Frustration call or soul read. You be the judge.
Queen of diamonds on the river. A straight now possible as well. Perkins checks.
Perkins still with the best hand. Dario's king 10 would have gotten there. Max knows he can't win this pot by checking. And Perkins is still checking.
All right, he's done. Max, your action. And a lot of action. Bets 23,100.
On a stone bluff, and this cannon is cannoning. Now for Bill Perkins with 2 pair, it's not the hardest call in the world, but it's not the easiest either.
I give him Phil's money.
That sounds like a call.
Here's Phil's money. Flush?
And it is.
Nice one.
Oops.
Where's that?
Ace high.
Perkins was so sure he lost.
And Perkins is going to drag a pot worth almost 75K.
Bill Perkins. Nuclear Bill.
I just got some 2 gonads and some tilt juice in
Are
it.
you telling me we were supposed to be calling him all these other times? Are you the first one that had the courage to look him up?
I got tilt juice in me. You
Now
makes
I'm
you,
wondering
makes
about
you
some
strong.
of my folds.
You think?
Tilt juice make you strong.
I prefer sugar-free tilt juice. I'm trying to watch the carbs.
So Bill Perkins rakes a healthy pot there and goes from negative to slightly less negative. Meanwhile, our loose cannon, Massimiliano Martinez, was up 92K after just 7 hands. Now after 73 hands, up only 43,000.
Let's see if that picked-off bluff slows Max down at all.
Elke folds. Phil Locke suited 8-7. Min raise. Bill Perkins, slightly less tilt juice with the 8-5. Makes the call.
Hello, Phil.
Pierce Perkins has brought an entire styrofoam cooler of tilt juice, has been tailgating with it on the breaks.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Action folded around and Minieri made the call. 3-way action to the flop. 8, ace 5, 2 spades. Perkins with 2 pair again.
No tells on this guy whatsoever.
Minieri checks his pair.
Locke's got middle pair, but he's reverse dominated to Perkins.
He checks it and Perkins fires out 2,000. Dario's out.
It's like he's making it rain, you know? Like raining chips.
Make it rain.
Make it rain.
Back on Locke.
Can't call the guy who makes it
You want
rain.
me to play this hand with you?
I don't know, you're such a donkey, I'm a little afraid.
Be quiet, Bill.
I'm always afraid of you.
Don't want to chase off the fishy.
It's like, I want to if you miss.
Oh, my God. Shh.
I don't know. I'm just playing too technical. All those spades.
Locke folds.
I don't have spades.
No, but I don't like the spades. And
I don't have a single spade. You want your cards back?
You do have spades.
I have 2 pair. I have 8-5.
He shows.
8-5?
Yeah, I have 8-5. No, unsuited. Come on. I told you, he's in hand.
2 in a row for Perkins.
funny, I don't remember what I had.
Phil with the senior moment.
Something like, it was maybe something like 7-8 of diamonds. I don't know what it was.
Welcome back to the big game where despite bleeding some chips, Massimiliano Martinez tops the chart at over 44K. And look at Phil Locke. He's even Steven for the week.
Although Max is down for the night, he still has a profit. And remember, if the cannon finishes positive after 150 hands, he keeps anything over that initial $100,000.
All right, Joe, the loose cannon's traveled all the way from Rome. It doesn't seem to be phased at all by the time difference so far.
I know. Who brought the ringer? Massimiliano's been playing molto aggressivo. Mwah! Pre-flop, his 12% 3-bet percentage is not only second at this table, but it's also one of the highest ever by a loose cannon. And despite ranking 5th, Max's VPIP of 31 is a fairly active number as well. Post-flop, he's continued that aggressive approach with a 1.9 aggro factor and done most of his damage at showdown, banking 195K already, which is well over 10 billion lira.
So Max is really putting destiny into his own hands by taking the action to the pros.
Did you say action, Scott? Because you can't say action without referring to the businessman, Bill Perkins. You literally can't. It's in your contract. While this has been a very loose table with both the Phils playing half the pots, they're all being dwarfed by Perkins at a towering 73% VPIP. The last time this guy folded pre-flop was on a misdeal. And good luck getting this action junkie to fold to a raise pre-flop. He's stationing a staggering 69% of the time. Also, Bill's seen 64% of flops to this point, a third more than the next closest player as his statistical skyline continues to grow. In this case, aggression not a good thing for Perkins as he's donated over 60K. What a generous guy.
And what do you think about our other Italian at the table, Dario Minieri?
Super Dario is absolutely mashing this table pre-flop like a giant mushroom. His 3-bet percentage of 22 is really putting his opponents to the test early. And Minieri's maintained that aggression factor after the flop as well, leading the table with a 3.0, all adding up to a nice 28K profit so far.
Well, let's see if one of these Roman gladiators eventually gets the thumbs up or the thumbs down.
Are you not entertained?
Sure thing, Maximus.
Oh my God, wait a minute. 1, 20, 30, 40. I'm even. I'm exactly even. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I double checked. Even.
Has anybody seen anybody celebrate mediocrity more than him?
I'm pretty okay with it.
Are you so proud of being mediocre?
How is even being mediocre? Mediocre.
I'm even.
How is that being mediocre? That is amazing. I'm here with a Shalom monk, 11-time bracelet winner, a telepath, a guy who's won 10 million in poker, and you have position on me. You play every hand.
Well, I guess when you put it that way. All right, now quit waiting for the awards ceremony. Get back in there.
Our dealer, Marcus, will get us started here, and Perkins is straddled. So the action will be on the cannon with 9 deuce suited. Lets it go. Helmuth, king 4 suited.
Wow. Can I really just limp?
Probably shouldn't.
But he does. Minieri folds. Action on Elke with queen 6 of diamonds.
Well, he's priced in.
And he completes. Action on Phil Lock with 7-5.
These limp pots are going to get a lot of hands in there that might not otherwise call.
All right, they dragged me in.
And Lock calls.
I'm trying to get unstuck, yeah. I know I'm stuck.
Check it up. One check's fine, sir.
4-way action of the flop. Ace 9-10 rainbow. Whole lot of whiffing going on.
Everyone missed this flop harder than when Greedo fired the first shot.
Elke checks.
Elke has queen high and some backdoor draws.
Checks around to Helmuth.
Phil, stay with us. Come on.
Check.
Helmuth checks.
Although he does have the best hand.
5 of hearts on the turn. Lock makes a pair. Phil Helmuth with a flush draw. Elke checks. And Lock bets 400.
400 big ones. Aggression.
Perkins raises to 2,200 with his gut shot.
Helmuth's picked up the second nut flush draw, and we know his king is still alive.
You have me covered again, right?
Possibly. I'll let you, the dealer.
That's good, that's good.
Well, I would guess Phil's not folding.
8,000.
He re-raises to 8,000. And Elke will let it go.
Lock still has the best hand, though not a strong one, and he was just raised twice.
Phil with 8,000, he says. I hate giving anybody money like this.
The 400 you just put out there?
And Lock folds.
I fold. Can I see the last card?
Helmuth takes it
I
down.
want to see the last card, too.
I say don't show it.
Rabbit hunt denied.
Helmet can't. Helmet can
Show
say
the last
no.
card.
What if like Ace Hearts comes out?
I'd be so steamed because...
Everyone gets their money back.
No, for another reason.
Already.
I would have made quads and you guys would have, you know, and someone would have made a flush and now I'm steamed up, you know?
Oh, right. Sure, Phil. You would have made quads. Okay.
Yeah, he was just 2 aces in his hand and then an ace on the river away from making quads. That's close.
So close.
Action will start here on the poker fibber. Jack 9 of hearts. Another min raise from this table. Minieri's out. 9-7 for Elke. Lets it go.
Helmuth wants a lot of action, I guess.
7-4 suited for Lock. He's in, and Perkins quickly in with the 6-5. Queen 8 of clubs for Massimiliano Martinez, our cannon. Makes the call.
Back in the old days, he just potted it there, and you know,
He just pops it, right?
Cannon would be.
you might fold, I might call, he might call or fold, and then he just bets 75% pot and wins it, you know?
Yeah.
I love stories about the old days. It was a different time then. If you 5-bet with anything other than aces, it was considered an angle shoot.
Deuce 4-5 on the flop.
He'd be like, boom.
Perkins checks his top pair and gut shot.
Max with just queen high.
Checks it.
Helmuth with just jack high.
And he checks.
Lock's got middle pair and some backdoor draws.
Checks it.
Phil checked, really?
To the turn. Ace of diamonds.
Despite the potential scare card, Perkins still has the best hand.
I didn't expect that out of you.
Bets 3K. Martinez is out, as is Phil.
I wish I had a pair. I wish I had a 3. And I really wish I had a 3-6, because if you had a 3 and I had a 3-6, it would be Shipola!
Shipola.
Oh.
So how do you know I don't have 3-6?
And Perkins shows his 6 with Phil still to act.
Perkins doesn't know it, but he wants a call.
Oh, gave you a card, you even called.
It's possible.
Almost got him to
That's
call.
a nice roll.
Perkins wins.
I like that.
It's possible to show one card, right?
Yeah, you can show whatever you want.
Pulling wings off flies. And this is the guy I want to do business with. That's why I love him. Because he's hungry. You know, I gotta love the hunger. I love your hunger, sir.
I love it. He showed the 6 of diamonds. Now we have to call him.
This is a move you won't find in many poker books. It's called Keep the Rich Fish Having a Good Time.
You were calling?
That, yeah. What can you have?
The Perkins Revival Tour continues. Back after this.
And I've crossed over the even watermark so many times that it's almost like, I feel like a boat just in a bay, just trying to just stabilize. And I'm not going out to sea, I'm not going into drinking the tavern, I'm just in the bay, you know? That's what it feels like.
I think the boat metaphor finally explains that knit hat he was wearing. Phil must be on leave from his day job on Deadliest Catch.
And he's stuck almost $4,000. Remember, there's more behind-the-scenes action as well as bonus hands and stats on the website.
It feels a little calm right now. People lurking, waiting for big hands. They're squeezing.
8 deuce for Perkins.
Oh my God! Thank goodness.
Folds.
Bill Perkins just folded pre-flop. Sound the alarm.
Martinez with king 8 lets it go. Jack 10 of diamonds for Phil Hellmuth, and he'll limp.
Jack 10 suited's a great multi-way hand, but he could still probably raise and not chase away much action and play a bigger pot if it hits.
Big slick for Dario.
14.
Raises to 1400. Elke out. And locked with Presto makes the call.
Well, now that Hellmuth's nutted for diamonds, maybe it's better to play a smaller pot.
And he calls.
So I feel like I'm directing traffic.
Well, it does involve several streets.
To the flop, 10 ace jack 2 clubs. Phil with 2 pair. Dario with top pair and a gut shot.
Too bad we couldn't get a 5 in there.
I am first act, right? Yep, I check.
Lock checks. And Hellmuth checks.
Checks to the razor. No reason for Dario to play top pair slow here. This could get juicy.
And Minieri bets 3,100.
I think I'm folding, boys. Just double check it, and yes, I'm folding.
And Lock lets it go. Hellmuth double checks. Still 2 pair.
I can't fold yet.
Makes the call.
Phil maybe wanting to control this pot with all those draws out there.
I check.
And he dark checks. 7 of diamonds on the turn.
Doesn't change anything.
And Phil has already checked, so the action's on Dario.
Dario's still likely to think he has the best hand. It's a super wet board, and Phil could easily still be drawing.
64.
That's 6,400.
Let me think for a minute here.
Hollywood.
The Bill Perkins School of Tells.
All right, I call.
Makes the call.
The mini speech might have been a giveaway.
To the river. 6 of hearts.
About as big a brick as you could expect. Hellmuth's got it locked up unless Dario finds some way to blow him off his hand.
You know what? Let me take a little crack at this putt.
Yeah, just take a little bet here.
9,000.
My hand's probably no good, but whatevs.
That's 9K.
Speech aside, that's a pretty good bet. Can maybe look like a missed draw. Dario can't really like it.
He calls.
10s and jacks. Good.
And Hellmuth takes it down.
Can't believe that didn't get bleeped. In Italy, clearing your throat's an insult.
Oh my God, I need to go back to school. Did they teach you what's going on in that hand in China? Because I didn't know that was what was happening.
So Phil takes down the pot, and he continues to crawl his way out of a deep hole he dug with a bluff earlier in the session. He's down almost 16K.
It was confusing, right?
You guys play some kung fu that I've not seen before.
He might have had like ace-9 suited. That's about as weak as it could have been.
Personally, I think Dario folds ace-9 in that spot. That's just me.
Ace-9, I'm going with ace-9.
Apparently, they also have the "if you don't have anything nice to say" phrase in Italy as well.
Action on Hellmuth with Jack 9. Limps.
Besides, Dario would never play a hand as bad as ace-9. All right, never mind.
Ace-8 of spades for Dario. Raises to 1,500.
Elke's been pretty quiet this session.
Big slick.
He's about to get louder.
Makes it 4,400.
Well, I was trying to direct traffic again.
Yeah, you're true. That's what you were talking about earlier.
Jack suited limp. You know you can call one raise with it, Phil, but you don't want to call a double. Not saying I have it this time.
Locking Perkins out. Cannon out. And Phil lets it go.
Dario's out of position with a weak ace, and Elke hasn't really been getting out of line today.
Minieri makes the call.
Very loose call. Also, Lock folded an ace. Elke always looks like he's trying to solve a mystery.
So their heads up to the flop. 5 deuce deuce 2 spades. Minieri comes from way behind here to almost a coin flip with his flush draw.
Despite the loose call pre-flop, that's a great flop for Dario, one he probably won't be afraid to get some money in with.
Checks it to Elke.
Elke does have the best hand, and a c-bet would typically win him this pot.
And he does fire the c-bet, 6,600.
Obviously, Dario can't fold, but he might not want to get a ton of money in just yet.
And he does just call.
Elke's been playing pretty solid, so Dario maybe wants to control the pot a bit with just a draw and a weak ace high.
Turn, queen of hearts.
Affects neither player's hand and doesn't affect the board texture either.
Ranieri checks.
Sure, Dario would be happy to take a free card here.
And Poirot hasn't quite figured it out. Checks around. Tray of diamonds on the end.
Big miss for everybody.
Elke's still best.
Looks like Super Dario is going to try to rep a hand anyways.
Super Dario fires a big shell on the end, 16-6.
Not many draws came in, so there's a ton of missed draws in Dario's range, but the problem is Dario could easily value bet any pair knowing Elke might look him up with ace high.
And Elke lets it go.
The play was seek, so seek.
Dario drags a pot worth a little over 40,000.
Nice hand, Dario.
Thank you.
You had it?
What about you?
Me? Nice hand too.
Nice hand?
But not a nice board.
When Elke played StarCraft, he never complained about a bad board, ever. Step up. Welcome back to the big game where Italy's Massimiliano Martinez has seen his profit cut nearly in half to 46 and change.
Max was up 92K earlier in the session, posed a real threat to Gonzo for the passport. Now, not so much.
Yeah, ace queen, ace 9, ace 8, any ace suited that didn't two pair.
But I can't check raise you on the river. How much are you going to bet on the river?
I'm agree. You can check call.
Dario folds.
So you might only bet 7,000.
My bet is bigger than what you think.
Elke raises.
Because I bet what I would bet on a bluff. I shouldn't give you this information.
That's true.
Okay, guys, now just let it go.
Lock calls 1,300 with the 10-8. Perkins, King-Jack calls. The cannon with the 9-7.
He's thinking about it. He's got some decent immediate odds if he wants to get in there, splash around.
Splash he will. Phil Hellmuth, King-10, suited, makes the call.
Alrighty then.
Oh, poor little Dario's the runt of the family pot. Bambino.
Just five-way action this time. Tray 9-4, a couple of hearts, cannon with top pair. And checks it. Hellmuth checks.
Elke's got middle pair and was the original raiser.
Keeps the lead, bets 3,300.
Lock hoping for some better cards.
And ditches these. Perkins out of the way. Back on Martinez.
The cannon hasn't made a ton of mistakes. Let's see how he handles top pair, weak kicker versus Elke's aggression.
Just calls.
That is a very disappointing flop, dealer. For me, I had a nice little hand there. Oh.
One of my cards.
Translation for Elke's face, okay.
Turn, ace of hearts, Elke with 2 pair.
Top pair, no longer top pair for the cannon.
And he checks it.
Elke's got aces up now and probably really loves his hand, though I'm sure he wouldn't love to see another heart come off.
Elke bets 8,200.
Max likely knows that this would be a good card for Elke to bluff at, and unlike most loose cannons, Max does not back down easily. Reaching for chips.
And Max calls from well behind here. We're going to see a river.
Elke's got Max in bad shape.
River, 9 of clubs, not anymore. Max makes trips.
I wonder if they have the word Yahtzee in Italian.
He checks it.
Max is taking a shot that Elke will bet at this. His 2 pair are counterfeited.
Elke won't be trapped. He checks. Martinez shows him the winner.
Elke's not running like Elke today. Still, he manages to lose the minimum. Well played, monsieur.
Max Martinez taking down a pot worth over 30,000 bucks. He's running like Elke today. The cannon runs good.
Yep. And that's how a bill becomes law, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how a bill becomes law. Oh.
Non sequitur Schoolhouse Rock reference for the win.
Well, Max won't apologize for putting the bad beat on Elke, whose profit has now dropped to just over 12K.
Elke ranks dead last for the week in both aggression factor and pots won. I would recommend picking up his play and, of course, avoid getting bad beat on the river.
You have to go and make it official. We had him doubting, you know? The ace-high bluff thing, whatever. We had him doubting. Now you have to go re-cement. He's aligned with the Shaolin monks again, kid. He's aligned.
That's not my fault. That's the river.
You know, in France, they call a royal flush a royale with cheese.
Elke folds.
All right.
Phil lock, 8 tray of diamonds. Great double down hand. He raises to 1,200. 10-8 for Perkins. Calls. Max the cannon. Pocket aces.
What a superb spot for a 3-bet. In position, a bet and a call in front of you.
Wow. And he does. Raises to 5,100. Phil quickly out. 4 tray of clubs for Minieri.
Dario's got a hand that's good for snapping aces, but he's out of position.
2 Shaolin monks are on the mat right now, you know?
Looks like we're about to see a slow-motion wire fight up above some trees. I would expect a lot of dusty punches. This is a big re-raise. Dario's out of position, not getting the right price, and he's not closing the action.
Crouching Tiger, massive 4-bet. Makes it 18,100.
Back in my younger days.
You would have folded even faster.
Luck lets it go, as does Perkins.
Now, the great thing about the cannon spot here is there's only one thing he can do that's minus EV, and that's fold. Of course, he can try to get more money in now, but since he's in position, calling would be fine too. All depends on how strong he thinks Dario is.
And this just became a 5-alarm dumpster fire for Dario. Martinez is raised to 37-2.
Much you have left?
Dario had a pretty good idea, just picked a bad spot.
We'll let you count in Italian.
125 and 700.
Dario has to know the cannon means business at this point, but I'm sure he's considering the likelihood of Max folding to his 6th bet. Not bloody likely.
Max would love to see a 6th bet here.
Fold.
Dario folds, and Max is going to take down a nice pot pre-flop.
Wow, this is unbelievable.
That was something, huh, Phil?
It's
That was
scary.
something.
He has come over the top. He's got the last raise in like every pot he's played.
85%.
So he's either had aces and kings like
Or he's a winner.
17 times, or
The
he's
tape
just,
will show if he's a
out there.
genius on the edge, dancing with danger or surfing the edge of perfection. Something in there. There is a...
Shaolin monks in a battle.
The Shaolin and the Wu-Tang could be dangerous. Cannon is now close to where he began the evening, and Dario's friskiness drops him to basically even for the week. Elke joins those two above the line, while Perkins still tries to resuscitate his stack.
The loose cannon made a late recovery, and with 2 nights to go, Max still has a shot at the NAPT passport, but he's going to need to keep playing well and running well.
All right, guys, end of the night. Max, it's been a roller coaster week, huh?
Yeah,
You're up a lot.
about 80K.
How are you feeling?
I feel good.
Are you excited?
Not so much. I just want to win.
If you bust everybody in one hand,
Then that's the only way he's gonna be excited. How you doing, Phil?
I'm doing great. I have 0 complaints, girl.
Yeah?
What's up?
He's gonna give you a lesson, I think. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. That's it for tonight, guys. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now. And remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game. Good night, everybody.
Join us next time to see if Max's stack echoes throughout eternity on the big game, or will he be fed to the Lions? For Stapes, this is Huff saying, will he be fed to the Lions? For Stapes, this is Huff saying, so long from Vegas.
We just saw the 2 senseis go to the mat, and Elke believes, and he stated in the middle of that hand that he thinks maybe you're not a Shaolin monk, but maybe he is. Maybe, you know, he's one in China. We never heard you say any time in China, so it's possible, you know?
You skipped Kung Fu school.
It's true.
That's true.
The preceding program was sponsored by PokerStars.com. The following program is sponsored by PokerStars.com. This week on the big game, the Italian loose cannon showed he wasn't your average amateur.
The cannon would be...
And had some questioning if he was even from Rome.
He was training with the Shaolin monks in Beijing.
But when Max's mystery was finally revealed,
Ace high.
2 pair.
Nice one.
these pros began to change their tune.
Now I'm wondering about some of my folds.
You think?
Tonight, see if the cannon recaptures their belief.
No one can beat that.
Or has he lost his loyal followers forever?
Who knows who's zooming who here?
It all happens now.
My day's coming. It's not going to be far off either, baby.
Welcome to the big game from Las Vegas. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Scott Huff as some of the best players in the world continue to go at it in our state-of-the-art poker room. And right now, there's more than $750,000 in cold hard cash on the table.
Bill Perkins, the businessman, has strict starting hand requirements. Each card must have a letter and/or number written on it. He's stuck over 70 dimes.
Elke is a tournament crusher who's used to winning millions at a time. So far this week, he's turned a modest profit. He's up a little over 12K.
Dario, I'm gonna win. The Italian's given back a sizable early profit, but the good news is that $200 is several thousand lira.
Phil Hellmuth Jr. might be the best Hold'em tournament player of all time, but this is a cash game, so hope you like the sound of bleeps.
The loose cannon is Massimiliano Martinez from Rome, Italy. The 24-year-old student enjoys trying new foods, but says there's no substitute for Italian cuisine. He's preaching to the choir. I've got Domino's on speed dial. He's up over $84,000.
The final player is the Unabomber, Phil Locke, who's been going back and forth along the break-even line all week long. Phil's currently down 8,300, and right now, he's with Amanda.
Phil, pretty fun table out there this week, right? Give me your assessment of the table in 100 words or less. Go.
A lot of poker sessions get morphed into a theme of like what was happening that night, and you can carry away the energy. And tonight's theme, I think, is Max. It's the Max question. Is he brilliant, dancing on the edge of disaster, or is he playing disastrously, dancing on the edge of brilliance? I really hope I see a lot of strong hands when I see this show, because if I see a lot of bluffs, I'm gonna just understand how. And I still won't know, by the way, if it was brilliance dancing with disaster or disaster dancing with brilliance.
But we'll think about it, and I'm going to send you back. All right, good luck.
The loose cannon is staked $100,000. He keeps all money above the initial 100K, and the loose cannon with the most money at season's end earns a North American Poker Tour passport worth $50,000.
What do you think, Elke? Is he brilliant, dancing on the edge of disaster, or is he disaster, dancing on the edge of brilliance? What is it? What is it?
One or the other.
Yes, Elke, good answer. It's one or the other. The leading loose cannon is Gonzalez Cannon. Max will be looking to dance with that number as well.
Maybe brilliance or disaster or blunder, that earlier thing. I don't know.
I think 150 hands is not enough to know.
Probably right.
By the other thing, Phil Locke now believes our loose cannon was trained in the Shaolin arts of poker in China.
Lock out, 2 jacks in the hole for Perkins. Limps.
How often do you just sit down with a player that's just great, that's some random guy that's great? Like never, right?
I don't know. It's a new world.
By the way, earlier in the week, in a Behind the Poker Face, Phil said the loose cannon played horribly.
Raises here.
Like never.
21. Hellmuth out. Action on Dario Minieri in the small blind.
Typically, this would be a spot for a 3-bet if he was going to play this hand.
Just calls. Elke in the big blind with 4 deuce suited. Calls 1,700 more.
Perkins with the chance to put the squeeze on.
I raised the pot.
11-1 total.
11-1 total. Bill Perkins is here, folks. There it is. There you go.
He's got it, Phil.
Yeah.
Perkins raises to 11,100. Back on the cannon. Joe, why is he reaching for chips?
Because he's about to put the loose in loose cannon.
He flat calls 9,000 with Jack 8, and Dario and Elke are quickly out.
Loose as a goose.
And off to the mat they go, boys.
Oh, boy.
What the heck is going on here?
I have no clue.
Story checks out.
Heads up to the flop. 10-9-8 rainbow.
This could get Max in trouble. He's got bottom pair, and he's open-ended. Perkins with an overpair, same straight draw.
But he checks it.
Surprising check. Let's see if Max gets aggressive. Sure, Perkins isn't folding.
No, he checks behind.
2 surprising checks in this 3-bet pot.
Ace of clubs on the turn. Perkins not skirt of that ace, makes it 15,000.
Coming out swinging, but I don't think Max can or should fold a pair in a straight draw.
And he calls.
Even though we know he's drawing pretty thin to an outright win.
To the river. 9 of clubs, no help to Max.
Sort of a scare card for both players.
Perkins checks it.
We've seen Max get real aggressive in spots like this before, and we haven't seen him give up much at all.
Waves the white flag.
Aces? Huh? Aces? No.
I have jacks. I'm good.
Perkins will take down a pot worth 57K.
You told you had an ace and you were...
I thought I missed the bet. I was like, what the hell? I flop open-ended straight, over the top there, open-ended straight. I got too fancy on him. Because I swore you were going to fire. Swore it.
So the loose cannon drops over 26K, but it could have been worse. As we take a look at the rules of the big game, each table lasts exactly 150 hands. The action pre-flop is pot limit, then no limit after the flop. The blinds are 2 and 400 with a $100 ante, all of which is paid by the player on the button. And every player begins with at least $100,000, but can rebuy for up to 500K.
Kyle was so sick. He checked the river and he slammed his hand down like he had aces full.
No,
and
no.
every pro's sitting there and go, aces full, right?
No.
No, I don't think that's what he was doing. I think he was losing. I think he was complaining because he didn't bet the flop and the ace came. I think he lost.
I thought I lost. I thought he checked his ace. I thought he might have like a weak
He
ace.
was complaining because he didn't bet the flop, catching up with the ace.
Makes sense. All right, I'm sorry.
Folds to Minieri. Speaking of aces,
Hey, it's A.
Minieri raises it up to 1100. Elke out. Action on lock in the small blind with queen 9 of diamonds. Calls.
The post-mortem made me confused, too. I thought, oh, he was going to snap call because he knew it was a bluff. That's what I thought. He was angry, like, you bet I would have called. Okay, now I get it. I was like, my reads are off tonight, guys. I mean...
All right, well, now that mystery's solved.
Flop. 8, king 4, couple of spades. Lock checks.
Even though I won, it was like, what the hell?
Perkins with middle pair checks.
Dario should c-bet here since that's exactly what they're all expecting, and this time he's got the goods.
Dario bets 2,300. Back on lock. Who just picked a bad time to raise makes it 5,500.
Lock getting a little spewy and a little bluffy at the wrong time.
Perkins is done with it. Back on Dario.
Spoiler alert, he's not folding.
The smooth call.
Dario just calls. Lock's raising range is pretty polarized, so if you raise, you chase away a bluff, or you put more money in a pot where you're in bad shape.
Turn pairs the board, 8 of clubs.
Lock's the first to act, and now the last aggressor.
Still with complete air, bets 10-2.
A pair and a flush draw just turned into trips, but any other semi-bluffs missed.
And Minieri calls.
Not too much for Dario to be afraid of, but he may want Phil to keep firing on the river.
Which is 7 of diamonds.
Pretty much only the 5-6 gut shot came in. Let's see if Phil keeps firing or decides to give it up.
I check.
He checks.
Looks like Phil has given up. If Dario value bets, I see very little chance of him being called.
21.
He'll try, bets 21K.
Dario is the best. Dario is the best.
Dario's hoping Phil has a hand like ace-king. The only question is how long this speech lasts before Phil folds.
I am officially folding to Dario. Dario wins the money.
Dario.
Show up, Dario.
I can't show my cards,
You
guys.
have to show.
She said. Amanda said you have to show.
I have to show?
Yes. Don't do it.
That's Italian poker pro Luca Pagano watching on with Amanda.
Dario shows the bullets.
Did he show?
Aces.
What?
It's amazing the things these guys do for a blonde in a figure skating outfit.
And Dario adds 19K in profit.
It's the first time you ever had anything all day, Dario.
Yeah, first time.
There's a first time for everything, including our first commercial break of the night. Don't go away, folks. The big game's just taking off.
Dario, I believe, has a microchip in him just like me. There's so many times where I realize, oh my God, he's thinking like me. What is going on? Or he'll say something and I'm like, then I'll trap myself and he'll catch me in a fib and I'm like, no one can do that. He's just doing it. Thank God he's on my right, you know?
He's very talented and very fast player. But I mean, I know he's always pushing. So someone like that is dangerous because they're willing to make big bluffs.
I think my reputation is I'm aggressive, but I think I switch a lot my game. I adapt myself to the table, or at least that's what I try to do.
Well, so far, Dario leads the table with both a 3-bet percentage of 18 and a PFR of 28, thus confirming what most people already know. Dario loves pushing the action, and he's up 13-9 in the process.
Dario says he adapts himself to the table. I'll say, before arriving here today, Dario had never spoken one word of English.
Action will start here on Phil Hellmuth with 9-7 offsuit. Limps again.
Phil's been limping around all week. Hasn't really worked out for him so far, but he should probably keep trying.
King tray of diamonds from Minieri. Raises to 1100. Over to Elke. Folds. Locke, who just got caught bluffing.
I played that hand poorly.
Calls.
In
I
so
get
many
unstuck.
ways.
I get off the tilt juice.
Hard to get off that tilt teat.
6-8 for the cannon. And he's going to defend.
Pretty loose, but decent pot odds. Phil's got a call now.
And he does. Four-way action to the flop. 7 king 7 rainbow. Hellmuth hits trips.
I meant to say Phil Hellmuth's a genius.
Martinez checks and Hellmuth checks.
Dario's got top pair and he had the pre-flop betting lead. This could get ugly for him.
Bets 2,600. Lock is out. Martinez out.
For Hellmuth, this is probably a spot to just call. It would be easy to chase away action on such a dry board, even though we know Dario wouldn't fold top pair. Even a call would look pretty strong here, though.
There is the strong-looking call from Phil. We'll see a turn. King of spades, boat for Dario.
I don't know a lot of Italian poker terms, so I'm just going to go ahead and say, go!
Oh! Check from Hellmuth.
Really, really terrible card for Phil. Especially since this looks like such a great card for Dario to keep barreling on.
53.
Minieri bets 5,300.
Almost impossible for Phil to get away since Dario has such an aggressive rep.
And Phil will not get away. Makes the call.
Well, he's not drawing dead. I mean, he could hit quads.
River 9 of spades. No quads for Phil, and Minieri's got it locked up.
Totally inconsequential card.
Phil checks.
How big will Dario's value bet be?
$17,200 worth.
Nearly a pot-sized value bet. A lot of players would feel forced or frustrated into calling here, but great players, they fold here sometimes.
Oh, man.
That's only sometimes. Let's see if Phil can get away.
Calls.
King, I only play the nuts like you, buddy.
Dario wins a $55,000 pot.
If I have it.
Oh boy, that's gonna be the one.
It's just unreal what happens to me at this place. I mean, I'm just so sick of it, you know? I mean,
I had the best on the chart, I had the best hand on the river.
the guys have 2 outs every pot we play.
best on pre-flop.
And I had the best hand pre-flop, unless you're
Yeah,
A7.
nice hand, buddy.
Thanks, Chief.
I mean, what the is going on in this place? They do me
What the
kings
is going on
versus
the river? How
queens,
do you
I
call it? You
flop
always take a
trips.
bluff, I only wait for the nuts.
Oh, please, Dario. You know, I mean, you just cooled me off. You hit a 2-outer, and, you know, and now you're a genius,
I
I guess.
just betted my hand. I don't feel a genius.
That was pretty dirty, but not Dario's fault.
This has nothing to do with you.
But I
I mean,
don't-
I know, you know, I want to just trap you. I mean, I think you have 2 outs or you're drawing dead. So I just
yeah,
call.
but I'm not big this in bet if the other king doesn't come. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't lose any more, right, right. You don't lose any more in the hand, right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Chance for Dario to go back-to-back. He'll start the action here.
What are they doing to me? I mean, this is
Talk
unreal.
is that you think I'm stupid. That's the only thing that makes me crazy. I'm not a good player, but I'm not stupid.
Pocket queens for Dario.
I wasn't gonna put more money in that pot.
Right, I know. I know
I
you
mean, I'm
say
not
you weren't.
stupid. I know once you call, you have one of these. I don't think you have 6s.
Elke calls the raise. Lock folds.
I didn't think he had 6.
You think you had 6s?
No,
you don't.
no.
Me neither.
Perkins calls 1100 with the 6 tray.
Nice one, Bill.
Martinez with king deuce of hearts folds. Hellmuth with a 4. Don't know what he's looking for. And an 8. Muck.
It's just unreal. I mean, Jesus, every time I come here, run it 4 times and they win 3. Just the weirdest just keeps happening.
He's kind of got a point. I blame you, Huff.
7-10-6 rainbow. It's good to be Elke. He has the nuts straight.
Keep bailing the live one out. It's so sick.
Not much chance Dario will be bailed out on this one. He's gonna have to go runner, quads, or full house.
Minieri checks.
Somehow he checks, giving up the lead, mixing up his player, playing a little pot control.
And Elke bets 2,700. Businessman's out.
Can't believe I keep coming back to play this game.
Please don't stop coming. There's no shot Dario can fold. He might be giving all Phil's money to Elke now.
Minieri makes the call. Turn 10 of spades.
That's a bit of a scare card for 2 queens.
Minieri checks.
Believe it. I mean, I just don't believe it.
Phil's swearing so much it sounds like a heart monitor. Elke still betting for value, it looks like. He wouldn't mind if Dario was calling with top pair.
Makes it 7,700. And Minieri just calls.
Still playing pretty cautiously.
River, ace of clubs.
Yet another stupid card for 2 queens.
And Minieri checks.
Last shot for Elke to get some value. He's really only worried about ace-10.
He bets out 18-8.
Can Dario get away? Elke's fired on every street.
Dario makes the correct laydown.
Nice fold, Dario.
Good fold.
Thank you.
Elke agrees with you, Stapes.
Well, now is when Dario can get some advice from Phil H. on how to handle getting your queens cracked.
I'm not sure, but I think so.
That's a good fold for sure.
Phil, any words of advice?
Mother. It's just gonna keep hitting 2 hours on me.
That'd be the one.
Do they find these cards?
Welcome back to the PokerStars.com big game, where Phil Hellmuth is still on major tilt watch, trying to shake off a bad beat at the hands of Dario a few hands ago.
By the way, Phil's also still trying to shake off a bad beat from his '89 main event win, so this could take a while.
Just because I love saying it, the businessman would do 6.
Oh boy.
Calls 400.
The old under-the-gun limp with the offsuit 6-high 3-gapper plus EV play.
Speaking of Phil's main event win, 2 9s.
Oh. Party's over.
Raises to 2,000. Action on Dario with 10-7 suited.
Dario is in position.
3 bets to 5,600.
Dario knows Phil's steam. Now he's going after that wound.
Ace-queen for Elke.
Elke knows Dario knows Phil is steamed as well, and he's out of position, so...
Metagame dictates 4-bet.
What? 13-3.
Lock with deuce 4. Folds.
I was just a stranger passing through town. I don't know.
Just a stranger donating.
Is this for real? I mean, what is it, 13-3?
They put the Malachi Crunch on you.
The Crunch Brothers are here.
So Malachi Crunch, if you can name the show that's from.
Columbo.
Happy Days.
Bingo. You guess my references.
I confuse all those detective shows.
It's a little scary. I mean, it really is.
Phil's in a pickle.
You probably just ship with these hands, huh?
By the way, he might be better, you know.
Give him a big pair like that, he'd just ship it.
Well, technically, you did just fold the best hand. Let's see how loose Dario wants to get.
Just can't take it anymore. This is ridiculous.
And Dario calls.
Dario knows Elke knows he probably 3-bet Phil light. Plus, even if Elke does have a hand, Dario can maybe outplay him in position.
Flop 6-4 jack.
Pretty disappointing flop for both players, though. Elke with the best hand and the pre-flop betting lead.
Elke fires 16-6.
Dario's got nothing but some backdoor draws. Not a lot he can do here. Oh yeah, I forgot. He can bluff.
Oh, and he does. Raises to 35K.
This is a really awesome raise. Dario's pretty much accurately put Elke on the exact hand he's got. For this play to be profitable, Elke only has to fold less than 1 out of every 2.5 times. And some of those times when he does call, Dario will catch up.
Elke is not a believer. Makes the call.
Oh my god, this is so sick. So sick.
Turn king of spades. Still nothing for anyone, and Elke checks.
Elke still has the best hand. He's picked up a gut shot draw as well, but he's checking to the new aggressor. There's 100K in this pot already.
Minieri checks. River Jack of spades.
Changes absolutely nothing. Elke with only ace-queen high, but still the best hand.
Elke's done, he checks.
Dario may have a shot at stealing this pot if he can pull the trigger.
But he checks it down.
Ace high.
And Elke wins 100K with the ace high.
Ficou. Ah, I didn't need my 6.
What? I could have won with my 6.
I mean, these guys are crazy.
See what just happened right there? Ace
Yeah,
queen.
I folded a big pair.
It's almost like 40,000 each one. I don't even know what it was.
I know, that's so sick. I just can't. And then when I get in there, they hit 2-outers on me.
With that pot, Elke takes the profit lead away from Massimiliano for the first time all week at 72,600. The loose cannon from Italy is the only other player above the line, while the rest of the table is showing a deficit.
Max has been very quiet tonight after losing over 26K on tonight's first hand, but it could be we're just not noticing him over the sound of Phil Hellmuth. One more beat for Phil, and we may have to bolt down the chairs.
He fires on the river, you're gone.
I'm calling.
You calling a shove on the turn?
Yeah, I'm calling you shove too. I'm shoving. If you bet less, I'm shoving, and I'm calling you shove on the turn.
No way.
Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna call 35
Trivial.
to
This
for
is
the
Elke.
turn.
Don't you understand why he wins millions of dollars a day or whatever
I'm calling,
it is?
I'm calling just to eat
You're calling a shove on the river?
He was number one.
On the turn, I'm either going all in or calling all in. On the river.
That is 100% insane, and I 100% believe him.
Martinez with Queen Jack lays it down.
Tight cannon.
Hellmuth, 7-5 of diamonds.
Warcraft, he was number one. Poker, number one. France, hero. All right? Just sort it out. It's the truth, kid.
Sort it
It's
out.
just so sick. I
He knows what's going on.
Minieri out, Elke in, and it's on lock.
What did you fold, Phil?
folded a big pair.
Completes.
I mean, so you've got to read on him, so you know when he's weak, and I know it was weak too, but you're behind him.
You're lying. If you know I was weak, you were re-raising.
4 players to the flop. 7, 5, 6, 2 clubs. Phil with 2 pair.
Nice flop for Phil. Hits top and bottom. Lock's got the dummy gut shot.
No.
Bets 800.
Trying to steal it.
Perkins quickly raises.
He's open-ended. It's a semi-bluff.
Hellmuth calls.
You guys are playing so fast. What the
Everyone knows everything at the end of the hand.
Elke's got top pair and a gut shot as well.
He lays it down over to lock.
Only 3K total? You guys fight it out.
Lock folds.
Probably shouldn't have bet, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably a good general rule with the nut low.
Turn, king of diamonds. Hellmuth adds a flush draw. Perkins checks.
Violently.
I better bet 6,000.
Call.
Snap call.
Straight on a flush draw you have, or what?
Very possible.
River, king of clubs.
Phil's counterfeited.
Check.
Check.
Check, check.
Miss straight.
He found a pretty bad card for me, but I still won it.
Damn it, why couldn't I have caught a card?
Because you catch a card and we catch several more FCC violations.
As our dealer Allison pushes the 21K pot toward Phil, who seems to find a bad beat story even when he wins. Let's see if Phil can see his stack as half full when the big game returns.
I think you have to pay attention to what the younger generation's doing. You know, in 2010, I spent some time learning exactly what they think of the game. It's funny, though. All these young guys that came in with all these theories have all started to play more like the traditional way that I play. So they come in thinking they're going to play too fast, and then, you know, when they get away with it, and they win one tournament, and then they don't even cash for a year. And so they realize, wow, I better slow down. And so it's interesting to me to see that all the craziness that the online tournament pros brought to the game has now slowed down, way down. I felt like maybe that was inevitably where it was going to be heading anyway.
Yeah, remember when everyone said no one's ever going to watch TV and movies on a tiny little computer? And then they did for a while, and now no one ever does?
Wow, that just hurt. That's so brutal to watch that hand play out. I mean, I
lost $9,000 to you now.
I raised with the big pair. Dario, he's re-raised me like 15
Look what you're
times.
winning with. You're winning with like 5-7.
Yeah, I put $400 in and then flopped the joint, and you gave me a bunch of money.
Hellmuth, king 8.
I flopped trips against Dario. It didn't fare out so well.
Dario folds over to Elke. King 10. Raises to 1,300. Pocket deuces for lock. Calls.
I bet the pot. I bet the pot.
Aaron Sorkin's big game.
He bet the pot.
He bet the pot.
Perkins raises to 6,200 with pocket tens.
No one's even called down there.
I know, but it doesn't matter.
Over to our Italian loose cannon, Massimiliano Martinez, with 9-5 of spades. What is he thinking about?
Thinking about making a dramatic fold?
No, he's reaching for the 5K chips, Joe. Raises to 16-6.
This cannon is nuts.
This is where we need to see what he has.
Elke folds, locks out, over to the businessman with his 2-10s. Makes the call.
The problem with playing a pot with Perkins is that while he's spewy, he may not lay down some of the same hands other pros would.
5 tray 6, 2 spades, pair and a flush draw for Martinez.
Action flop, Perkins with the overpair.
Fires 20K.
See, now we've got an overpair versus a pair and a flush draw in a 3-bet pot. Ay-ya, that's why that bet is so big. For Massimiliano, this is a pretty clear-cut spot for a raise. Perkins will sometimes just be messing around, and if not, you've got a huge piece of this board.
And Max raises to 57-2.
Max could have moved all in, but this is a very strong hand.
How much?
And he actually doesn't mind giving Perkins the opportunity to try to bluff all in.
I fold.
Perkins lays it down face up.
No bet.
And Max shows him the 9.
Great bet. It's either all in or fold.
You're right about that one. No shame in a fold there.
The cannon's profit now 96,000, and he is the smallest schoolyard bully I've ever seen.
Max's winnings without showdown have now ballooned to over 200K, the most at the table by almost 50. And since the loose cannon's been able to keep the pros in the dark, they've been hesitant to look him up. Even in that spot, Max was behind but had a quarter of the deck as outs.
This game is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm losing.
Yeah, and I don't know how to beat it.
I can't believe I'm losing. I know how to beat it, but you can't let him hit the 2-outers.
I don't think you know how to beat this game.
Dario just couldn't resist.
If he had 2 9s and he just shoved there, and he just put in like 80,000, you think that's good poker because he won?
No,
Is that good poker because he won? Or?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that
What are
he
you
made the
saying
move
exactly?
on the right moment and in the right spot. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
Because,
so
he
he's
knew
playing
he was
really good
getting
poker.
scared.
So he's like a great player now, huh? What are you saying? I want to hear you say
what
it.
I'm saying. You don't
Well,
understand
tell
what I'm
me.
saying.
He's a great player, right? This guy.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
Minieri raises it up with ace-queen of hearts to 1,100. Ace-king for Elke. Calls and lock folds an ace.
Just a call with ace-king.
It was great poker. I folded. He got me off a pair.
Perkins calls 1,100 with the queen-8, of course. Martinez, 10-5 of clubs. Is he feeling it again? Nope. Helmuth folding.
Elke, the only one who's not dominated, headed to this flop.
3-way action, 5 queen jack 2 clubs. Minieri and Perkins with top pair.
And Elke, the only one to not flop a pair. Minieri does have the best hand.
He bets it.
He's up like 100 again or something. the young Shalom monk.
It's awesome.
Elke calls 2,100 with his gutter. Perkins quickly raises to 10K.
Perkins is trying to protect his hand, but it's hard to get someone to fold a better hand or even a worse one like a draw since they're likely to have a lot of outs. It's going to be tough for Dario to fold top-top on such a draw-heavy board.
And Minieri does call. Elke lets it go.
Perkins has now bloated this pot with a marginal hand that has little chance of improving.
Turn. Tray of diamonds.
Dario's hand still best, but he was not the last aggressor.
Checks it. Perkins fires 15K.
All right, I'll ask you at home, is this a bluff or a value bet? I honestly don't know.
Race.
Dario thinks he knows.
56.1 more.
Minieri moves all in for 70,600.
Now this is a bet with purpose. Dario's hoping Bill will sometimes make a hero call with a worse hand, and sometimes he'll fold hands with equity against him. So now that 10K flop raise from Perkins may end up costing him 95K if he calls here and loses.
You must have me beat. I'm just gonna look at my pocket for a second. Just doesn't go on the table. Let me see what I got left.
Even this man's lint is worth thousands.
Tell me what you have and look at my face. Come on, I can't get an edge on that because I'm already made my bet. I did already my bet.
Ooh, this should be fun.
Are you gonna show your hand?
I can't answer this now.
Amanda.
I can't answer this now.
Can she make you show your hand?
I don't want him to show his hand.
Oh, come on, guys.
Amanda, you got that one right. That was a good answer, because the hand's not really over.
Just for agony's sake, I think your hand's worth $56,000. I want to see your hand.
He calls.
Ace queen.
You got it.
What do you have?
Queen 8.
How many times you want to run?
3.
Okay.
So they'll see 3 river cards with the winner each time getting a third of the pot.
Perkins has Dario covered, but he's in really bad shape. He's looking for an 8.
River number 1, 5.
5. Chop it up.
Dario wins.
1 for Dario.
Nice try with the whole chop it up thing.
Name by fold an 8.
Nope.
No.
You didn't have any eights. I gotta give you good news.
All the 8s still in play.
River number 2, tray of spades, so Dario locks up almost 112,000 so far.
Oh, good talking, Dario.
Shot for an 8. For my friend, 1 time for Texas, an 8 for Texas.
This game's sick.
Texas, you
River number 3 goes to Dario.
Take it.
Ship full cargo to the Italian.
And with that hand, our 2 Italians are atop the leaderboard.
How can I be losing in this game? They ship 80,000 with 1 pair at this table.
All right, let's rebuy.
Remember, you can rebuy for up to 500,000, Billy boy.
So the businessman solicits some new investors as Dario capitalizes on Bill's fire sale. See if the crash continues when the big game returns. Welcome back to Vegas, where Dario Minieri has just added more than $86,000 to his stack and gone from the negative to the positive, courtesy of the businessman, Bill Perkins, who's now in for almost $300,000 after just reaching into his pocket for another $115K.
The extra 15K is a bad sign.
There is just a difference between me and you.
Yes.
You can dodge bullets. I know.
Very good one, very good one. I like that.
Say again.
There is only one difference between me and you. He can dodge bullets, baby.
Dodge
bullets.
What means in Italian?
Dodge
bullets, baby.
I proiettili, può
Dodge
schivare,
bullets.
sì, controllare.
Oh, yeah.
In Italy, Phil is known as the poker bambino.
Action will be on Elke. Pocket 8s.
Queen 8 of, huh?
I had Queen 8 of diamonds. When Dario, when you had 2 8s, I had Queen 8 of diamonds. Dario.
How is that possible?
Elke raised to 1,300, 10-5 for lock.
Was I have Queen 8 of diamonds? I had Queen. I had Queen 7 of diamonds. I don't know what it was. I had nothing. I had air. No, I had air. I had Queen
Calls.
9.
Hot.
Spoken like a man who's truly steaming.
What is it?
Perkins raises to 6,400 with ace rag. Martinez out, Helmuth out. Action on Dario with jack 6.
I think you were talking to create a bluff.
Folds.
I was trying to bluff you.
You are talking to create a bluff. You were like, he's gonna call, he's gonna end, then you bluff. But I wasn't folding because you might ball about a king with me.
Elke calls 5,100. Over to lock.
I don't want to say this call would be loose, but yeah, it'd be pretty loose.
Lock folds.
Me and the Italians, a love affair.
No, Italian.
He's French.
2 players at the flop, 4-10-4 rainbow.
Pretty not bad flop for Elke.
Checks it. Never know what the businessman has. He bets 5,000.
That's a Wayne's World bet. As in, I got $5,000.
Swing.
He's got $5,000 there.
Elke calls.
Probably got more than me, but.
Turn, deuce of spades.
Still kind of a check call board for 2 8s.
And Elke does check.
Perkins just doubled his out, so he's going to want to take advantage of that monster 14% equity.
That's 12K with his gut shot.
Yes, Elke, that was the proper response.
Elke calls.
Calling me down with.
Best hand, hopefully.
I don't think so. Maybe you do. I better slow down.
To the river. 5 of hearts, and Bill Perkins won't be slowing down now. He hits his gut shot.
Luck box.
Elke checks it.
Still playing this one very cautiously.
What's in the pot?
I don't know if he's
Spread it out.
Runner, wheel is going to be pretty disguised. Perkins can maybe extract some value here.
Bets 25K.
This is far from a standard spot. Perkins plays weird, and there hasn't been a ton of help from the board, so Elke just might pay this off.
Elke. Bolts.
You fold it?
Show a bluff.
I can't show a bluff. I showed a river. I can show a river saved my ass.
Show it, come on.
Here's ace 3.
He's right.
Perkins shows it.
Nice river.
I figure I had a lot of outs.
A whole half dozen.
Perkins wins a pot worth almost 75K. Joe, this guy plays like his hair's on fire, if he had any.
Where do you think it went? The businessman's obscene 73% VPIP is 20% more than the next highest player. Bill's been calling a ton of raises from the get-go, and his 2.3 aggression factor is second at the table.
Well, Perkins' style hasn't worked out so far this week since he's down more than 140,000 and falling fast.
I wonder if when the businessman walks into the office, everyone greets him as the poker man. Hey, man, don't splash the pork bellies.
9-8 from Max. Folds it.
Standard fold under the gun.
Jack-9 for Helmuth. Limps. Minieri with King-10.
None of this limp nonsense for Dario.
Pumps it up to 1,500. Ace-6 for Elke. He's out. Phil Lock gone. And Perkins will make the call.
Of course.
Helmuth's in. We got three-way action to the flop, which is tame for this table. Deuce, 8-8, rainbow.
Dude, Max would have flopped trips. Don't rub it. Perkins and his deuce have actually flopped best.
Yeah.
And he checks it. Helmuth passes.
Dario had the pre-flop lead. It's check to him in position. Seems fairly obv.
Bets 2,200.
A call here would be fine. I really hope he's not trying to raise right now.
Oh, but he does to 6,600 with his eights and deuces.
This is a protection raise in a spot that really doesn't warrant it. It's basically me have best hand, me raise, which isn't always the best approach. Tough to get action from a worse hand.
Helmuth out of the way. Back on Dario Minieri. Repops to 16,000.
And now this pot is huge.
What is it to me?
And if Perkins calls, he's going to hate just about every turn card.
And he does make the call.
It's the correct call, but he's made this pot huge with just a pair of deuces.
Turn, Queen of Hearts. Perkins checks.
See if Dario wants to keep barreling.
He does not.
Dario may have realized there's no getting Perkins off his hand.
10 of hearts, and Dario rivers the best hand with 10s and 8s and a king kicker. Perkins bets 10K.
Perkins rivered a second pair, but his deuce is counterfeit. Since I could never see a worse hand calling, I guess this is meant to be a bluff.
Show me one card and I might call. We both show one card. This is a deal.
We both show one card. Fine.
We both show one card, okay.
Okay, you get to pick it.
Okay. I pick?
I picked the one the closest to you.
Okay, and I pick this.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
I show?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Show him. Go.
Dario turns over his 10 and Perkins deuce.
Wow, I got full house. Can I see again?
Now you're raising. Dario.
You should raise. Now he's raising.
Now he's raising your ass. That would be so sick.
You can do whatever he wants.
Well, Dario's beating the card he can see. Seems like at least a call.
You're looking my money. Okay, you bluff me. I fold.
You fold?
Wow, he folds.
I have the best hand, actually.
Might chop it. You might chop it.
Nice hand, mate.
Don't say he never did anything for you.
Dario gifting Perkins a pot of over 47K.
Chips were flying this time.
Chips are flying. The price of poker has gone up.
Still no idea what happened there.
When we get back, we'll see if Dario can unlevel himself. Welcome back to the big game where Massimiliano Martinez trails Gonzalez Cannon by over 55,000 for the Loose Cannon Trophy and the NAPT Passport.
If Max doesn't catch Gonzo but is able to survive all 150 hands, he'll still take home any profit above the initial 100 grand he was staked.
Meanwhile, Phil Lock is hoping just to sniff a profit. He's just added another 150K and is in for 300,000 overall.
Locke acts all a fool, but he's no dummy. He wants to have the biggest stacks covered in case he wants to play a big pot.
Okay, I'm stuck 50 times.
I'm only up for like 30. It's so sick. How will that happen?
Italy happened.
10 deuce for Martinez, folds. Helmuth, a king, and another king.
Phil had queens cold decked by Bill Perkins' kings earlier in the week. I see virtually no way Phil could lose with these kings.
And he min raises over to Minieri. Makes the call with the ace-5 suited. Elke out.
It's usually where you raise it up on me, Dario.
Yeah, he wanted Dario to 3-bet. No such luck.
Queen 4 for Lock. Folds.
It cost me $4 to play.
Perkins calls with the 10-7.
I get to play against my new target.
How many targets you have?
Target!
OMG, I think Phil's jealous.
To the flop, ace, ace, queen, and Dario has run down Phil again.
Bye-bye, Kings.
I check.
Perkins checks, as does Hellmuth. Checks around.
Dario trapping the trapper.
Turn, 5 of diamonds, full boat for Dario.
Now, even if Phil hits his king, he still loses.
Check.
Perkins checks.
I better bet. I got to bet.
You better bet something.
1,200.
Hellmuth bets 1,200.
Hellmuth runs worse than a 78 pacer. Dario could raise here, but he has virtually nothing to protect against, and he doesn't want to chase his action away.
Minieri calls.
I better fold.
And Perkins is done with it.
Phil's soon to be done with this whole game.
Jack of diamonds on the end.
How much will he fire into the abyss?
28.
Phil now guaranteed to lose at least another $2,800.
Dario knows he's raising, and he knows how much. He's just mentally preparing himself for the verbal abuse he's about to incur.
Dario makes it 6,600.
It's just a really kind of unreal night, huh? Wow, how can this happen every time I'm in the game here?
Now, Phil doesn't do himself many favors, but he runs worse than a hot chick in a horror movie. And the carnage is unfortunately just as entertaining.
I guess you got me. Nice hand, buddy.
I got you. Never bluff.
Dario takes it down.
Ace 5. That's good.
Phil shows the kings.
Good the king didn't come on the river.
Look at that silver lining, huh?
It's unbelievable. This kid was drawn to a 2-outer on me, and a 3-outer, and a 4-outer.
You have pocket kings?
Yeah, pocket kings. I only lost 10,000, so it's pretty, good.
That's astounding.
It's astounding.
Then you only lost.
You think I ever win? You think I ever win in this game with kings or queens? They always hit their frickin' weird card.
You know that weird card, the ace?
Dario continues to get the best of Phil as he's up more than 55,000 for the week, but they're all chasing Max, who leads the way with exactly 100K in profit.
With one night still to go, the loose cannon has a reasonable shot to catch Gonzo for the NAPT passport. So the question is, which does he value more, protecting that profit or going for the passport?
Wow, guys, what a crazy night, huh? Phil, do you have a plan for tomorrow night?
I mean, I do, but I mean, we're running out of hands. I have 30 hands left. I can't believe I'm losing. I mean, these guys ship like 100,000 with top pair every time, and I'm losing in the game. It's
Max,
nothing.
are you thinking about the passport?
No, I don't think about nothing.
He's never thinking about anything. That's it for tonight. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now. And remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game. Good night, everybody.
Another night in the books, and one more night of explosive poker is sure to come. For Joe Stapleton, this is Scott Huff saying so long from Vegas. Next time on the big game, will Max bring his 100 grand home to Italy?
I just want to have fun. I don't care about money so much.
Or will he blow it all in search of the ultimate prize?
After this fold, everybody call me.
And what gets the poker brat so agitated?
Nice, huh?
Okay, is it nice?
It's quite nice.
That makes the Unabomber want to give him a hug.
It's unbelievable how often you have bad etiquette.
I know, whatever.
It all happens tomorrow night on the big game.
All right, this is where people start doing stupid things, I think.
The following program is sponsored by PokerStars.com. The following program is sponsored by PokerStars.com. Previously on the big game, the Italian loose cannon has been frustrating the pros all week.
Easy game.
He was training with the Shaolin monks in Beijing.
And while some melted down last night,
All right, how's rebuy?
I'm reloading.
Phil Hellmuth completely lost it.
What are they doing to me? I mean, these guys are crazy. This game is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm losing. It's just unreal what happens to me at this place.
Tonight, see if Max can bring the title back to Rome.
Guys on a heater.
Dynamite is back.
As the cannon's journey concludes right now.
You guys want to gamble with me? Let's play poker.
Welcome Welcome once again to the big game from Las Vegas. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Scott Huff. And tonight we finish up this week's action as some of the best in the world tangle for nearly $1 million on the table in our state-of-the-art poker room.
The businessman Bill Perkins will literally play any two cards. Yesterday, he tried to raise with Park Place and a happy birthday from Hallmark.
Phil Locke is here chasing Justin Bonomo's mark for the all-time money lead on the big game. He held it briefly, but has fallen off the pace. He's stuck over 27K.
Elke has walked softly but carried a big baguette. He's quietly, unmaniacally up $32,000.
That shaggy youngster is Italian poker pro Dario Minieri. He spent the end of last session tormenting Phil Hellmuth. He's up 47,000.
Speaking of Hellmuth, he's been having such a frustrating week. The guy hitting the bleep button has developed carpal tunnel. He's stuck almost $40,000.
Tonight's loose cannon, Massimiliano Martinez, comes to us by way of Rome, Italy. The 24-year-old is currently studying economics after concentrating on medicine the past 4 years. Max is up almost 100K for the week, and he's with Amanda.
Max, at the beginning of the week, you said 100K was your goal. You got that. Are you satisfied or are you ready to gamble it up?
Yeah, I'm a little bit satisfied, but I think I can do better, probably. I don't know. I want to play, but I'm very, very satisfied.
Are you thinking about that NAPT passport at all right now?
Oh, it's very important. An NAPT passport is a very big opportunity to play across the USA, so I'll try to get it.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The loose cannon staked $100,000. He keeps all money above the initial $100,000, and the loose cannon with the most money at season's end wins this trophy and North American Poker Tour passport worth $50,000.
Well, this is a first.
He can do it. He can do it. We've seen it.
I don't trust you.
Here we go.
Spoken like a true poker player. He doesn't trust us.
I don't trust it either, but he can't leave even if he wants to, so they have no real reason to try to make him stay. And at the moment, Max is trailing for the NAPT passport by less than 60K, so we'll see how hard he pushes it.
A re-straddle. I didn't agree to this. Re-straddle. Okay. I can see that we're losing our minds here.
Perkins is losing both his mind and his shirt.
Lock straddled, Perkins re-straddles, action on Max with ace-10.
Uh-oh.
And of course, the shallow monk comes to the mat, you know? He loves these moments.
Please.
Max raises to 5,100, action folds to Elke, who's out.
I don't know, I've given up on the monk. I'm just gonna...
I'm baiting out. Please. Oh.
Lock with 10-9 of hearts.
Phil's dominated.
Where's the 5?
Calls 4,300.
The re-straddles. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that flash.
Perkins folds.
I love how Max doesn't shy away from these huge pots at all.
4-10 Queen Rainbow. Lock and Martinez both with middle pair.
Jake.
Lock's got kicker problems like the Karate Kid. And Max hasn't given a ton of free cards this week.
He fires 6,100.
A lot of money out there to fold this to one bet, especially when everyone has a pretty good sense of how aggressive Max has been.
Lock makes the call.
String call.
Was stringy dingy.
Turn, deuce of diamonds. Lock checks.
Will Max keep barreling?
He does not, checks it to the river. Queen of diamonds, 2 pair for both.
Changes absolutely nothing.
Lock checks.
This is probably a spot for a value bet, especially knowing how aggressive our cannon's been.
And Martinez bets 25,000 with his 2 pair better kicker.
Very polarizing bet on a hand that's not polarized.
This is called a thin call. I don't normally do these, but I decided a long time ago.
Wait, let me get my notepad.
The only way to beat these shallow monks is to just...
a thin call.
You just get some little chunk of something, you just hold on, and if they pound you into the ground and they take your satchel and run away into the forest, then you're sitting there with no satchel. That's okay, I've done without a satchel before.
What in the H?
But if my thin little gangly, crackly 1 pair is good, then I took his satchel.
Does this story have a point?
Just flip a coin, flip a coin. Flip a coin, come on.
Flip a coin. Flip a chip.
Maybe. I'm getting a coin.
I like the coin.
Max can now win an extra 25 grand based on the flip of a coin.
I have a coin, I know.
Okay, I got 1 cent.
Give me the coin.
Shaolin's got his own coin.
Shaolin, you want to flip the Shaolin coin?
Ancient Chinese proverb says, anytime man offers you coin, don't flip, but call instead. Wow, is that parable true? I'm going with the parable.
Lock calls, Max shows the winner.
Ace 10.
You win the Shaolin value bet.
Shalom value bet.
Oh, I love that, a little
He knew the shallow and parallel. He knew to offer the coin because he knew if he offered the coin, I would call. Wow. If I could have found the quarter, I would have been 50-50.
So Max jump starts his night with a $75,000 pot as we take a look at the rules of the big game. Each table lasts exactly 150 hands. Action pre-flop is pot limit, then no limit after the flop. Blinds are 2 and 4 with a $100 ante, all of which is paid by the player on the button. And every player begins with at least $100,000, but can rebuy for up to $500K.
Max has registered fairly normal VPIP and PFR percentages and hasn't let this hyper-aggressive table affect him. His solid play continues to pay off as his showdown winnings now exceed $300,000.
The loose cannon's profit is now almost $138K, roughly $17,000 behind Gonzo with 39 hands left to play.
And all it takes is one of those hands.
Action on Dario Minieri. Tray 4, lets it go. Elke, guess that's not a good hand.
25 or something?
Actually, Phil, 39 hands left to go. We just done told you.
Lock with ace queen. Raises to 1,200. The businessman folds the 10 tray. Max out. Helmuth with 10-8 makes the call.
All right.
4 hours ago, you would have folded that.
You guys were so good that we're
You're
gonna
just right. You're realizing there's only 34
I'm gonna
hands
check.
left.
I don't fold this hand that often, but
Story checks out, and in the dark.
Tray 5 Jack Rainbow. The poker brat is checked in the dark. It's over to Phil Lock.
Who has the best hand with ace high?
Lock checks. Turns the ace of hearts. Lock hits top pair.
Lock has even more the best hand now since Phil's drawing dead.
And Helmuth checks. And Lock will check.
Getting a little tricky.
River 7 of hearts. Looks like getting tricky might have worked. And Helmuth bets 1,600.
That's right, Lock's turn check gets Helmuth to fire the river.
Lock makes the call.
you got it.
I know.
10 high.
Show it.
10 high? Hey, I got a pair of aces. How's that? You want to see it? I'll show you.
You want to see? You really want me to expose my hand?
Do you have a flush draw or a 4?
You really want me to expose my hand?
If you had a 4 or 2,
okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Helmuth shows.
Well, if he has a 4 or 2 with it, it's a little different. 10 high flush draw. You know?
Bad etiquette to make the loser expose his hand, Mr. Lock.
Wow. I can't believe a professional made me expose my hand for 1,600.
You rushed to show it because you know I didn't really care.
You know that's bad etiquette. The young guys don't know that, but you do.
I know, whatever.
Whatever, man. You've changed. You've changed.
It's unbelievable how often you have bad etiquette.
Lots of action on the way from inside Phil Helmuth's glass house. Don't go anywhere, folks. Big game's just getting started.
If I was a loose cannon,
If I was a loose cannon,
If I'm the loose cannon, I want to have a really tight image, and I want to be able to make a few bluffs. But I'm also going to try to put a little pressure on.
I'd try and play straight, crazy, good, solid poker.
А
Unless I
если чувак
got,
любую
you know,
может,
tripled, then I
блядь,
would probably play the
полезет,
same way, trying to get the
любой
money
мат,
back, I
который
guess.
отвязан от,
try
блядь,
play tight
регион
for
Лока.
maybe 30 minutes,
Смотря в
and
какой
I would just
стране
go
эта
bananas.
машинка стоит, блядь.
Well,
Покупай
there's a reason most
ролки,
advice is free.
которые
Max
идут там с
Martinez doing
привязкой
just fine on
по
his own,
всей
up winning
хуйне.
136,000.
Попробуй
Gonzo
сналить
by
через
about
эту машинку, не
20,000 for the
знаю.
season 2 passport.
These guys are second and third behind season 1 winner Bobby the Bus Ferdinand, who took home over 181K. Max says if he does well, he's going to straighten out the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
All right, this is where people start doing stupid things, I think.
You didn't think that started?
It's been a great game all day. Don't misunderstand me.
Perkins is straddled for 800. Helmuth with King 10. Calls.
Phil doing what he can to make his own prediction come true.
Dario Minieri, Jack 9. Makes the call. Elke with Jack Tray of hearts. Looks like he wants to play, and he'll call out of the small blind.
Helmuth's practically priced in the whole table.
Queen 8 for a lock. And he'll call.
Let me look.
10 deuce for Perkins.
Go, please.
See, this is so sick. I limp with this hand for a specific reason.
I'm sure you're going to tell us,
It's a good trapper hand.
says the man with only one leg.
Jack 4-9 rainbow, 2 pair for Dario.
Elke's flopped top pair, but it's not the best top pair. Dario has top pair with a kicker that's also a pair.
Elke bets 2,200. Lock folds. Over to Perkins.
I'm scared of you. Scared of that guy.
Folds.
The guy in the middle. He looks too serious.
Dario looks too serious. He looks like a lost puppy.
Helmuth calls 2,200 with a gut shot and 1 over.
Got shot to the nuts.
Action back on Dario.
The serious guy.
11,000.
I knew it. Saw that face.
That's a serious raise to 11,000 from Minieri.
Great spot for a raise. He can get called by draws and maybe even someone like Elke with top pair.
But Elke folds.
Phil doesn't have a ton of money left behind. He does have one over, but this would be a pretty loose call.
It's for a quarter of his stack.
We know Phil's stuck and steaming, which doesn't always lead to the best decisions.
All right, got a call.
And Hellmuth will make the call with the gut shot.
Hellmuth's really gambling now.
To the turn. Queen of clubs, and this would be a bad time for a snack break. Phil hits his gut shot.
Yahtzee.
Checks.
I like the check by Phil. Dario's pretty likely to keep firing. That queen wasn't a good card for Dario, but he's still pretty likely to think he has the best hand.
He does. Bets 14,700.
Now this would be a pretty good spot for Phil to raise since Dario's probably got something. And like Michelangelo's David, Phil's got the stone nuts. Phil's been waiting all week to get a piece of Dario. And Phil does not have very much left behind.
I raise.
He's going to raise.
We're likely to see it all get in here.
29-9.
And Phil is all in.
Hi, call. How many times do you want to run?
Dario makes the call.
Well, you might be drawing dead, so I'm hoping you're drawing dead. I hope you have 10.
I might be drawing that. You have 10 king?
Yeah.
Nice call on the charm. On the flop, sorry. I'm not drawing that anyway.
Well, let's see what you have.
Would call on the flop. As you say to everyone. That's the only reason why I say it.
Was a pretty ridiculous call on the flop.
Tilt juice. He getting a little bit of his tilt juice here.
Yeah.
Dario's taking it pretty well. Look at that smile. He's adorable. Phil might finally have a hand that holds up. Dario looking for a jack or a 9.
They're only going to run it once. River, 5 of spades, and Phil will double up.
5 of spades, it's over.
I wish I could call river cards like that.
26. 29-9. 29-9.
Phil, you're up after that hand.
For the first time all week, and he's speechless. I think he might be tearing up a bit.
That hand is so tilting.
And Phil Hellmuth is tilty as charged. See if Dario can get even when the big game continues after this.
I'm not afraid to pull the trigger and make moves. I'm not afraid to make calls. I feel like pretty powerful right now. You never know. This could be the day I cash in 400,000.
Did he say 400,000 or 100,000? Because he's all over the ladder. Only 82,000 more to go.
Well, Phil's positive for the first time this week after doubling through Dario. They reached similar conclusions about what led them down all-in alley, and both shared those unique perspectives as we take you behind the poker face.
Yeah, I mean, the game was getting a little bit crazy. I'd raised a couple of pots right before that hand came up.
There was a live straddle from Perkins. Loose cannon folds. Helmut call on the cutoff.
I felt like there's a decent chance I had the best hand, and I'm risking 800, but I'm trying to trap. So I decided to limp with king and 10.
I was on the bottom with jack 9, and I didn't want to get that crazy. So I decided to call. Alki called, Phila called.
Go, please.
Got a decent flop, jack 9-4.
The action was on Alki, which leaded out for 2,200. Everyone falls to Phil Helmut.
And I called, and Dario made it 11,000. He made a great raise because it made me think he was drawing.
And make it look like a squeeze, which was what I wanted because at top 2 pair, the only hands I was losing against were set.
I started to think he had queen 10 or he had 10-8.
The action is back to Aki, which just folds. And now it's to Phil Helmut.
And normally I would fold that hand 9 times out of 10, but I thought maybe he had a draw and that he was going to check on the turn. So I called.
And I might put him on 10-8 or 10-queen because he called me.
And then, boom, a queen pops off, which was gin for me. So I checked.
There was a little chance he has ace-jack or king-jack, but I didn't think so because he didn't raise on Aki. So I thought the best way was trying to make a bet and figure out something. I betted 14,000.
It was kind of an easy no-brainer to move all in there. I raise. 29-9.
The pot was very big, and what I was putting him on was ace-jack or king-jack, small chance. If he has queen-10, I'm pretty big favorite. I decided to call. I call. How many times do you want to run?
Well, you might be drawing dead, so.
You have 10-king?
Yeah.
And I was wrong because he had king-10.
And now the river was a 5.
5 of spades, it's over.
In that hand, I was lucky, obviously. It's Dario, so he could have, I thought he had 10-8.
And that was my money.
That was a nice, really nice hand to win.
At one point, Super Dario was huge, running around, collecting coins, spitting fireballs. Now King Koopa over there has shrunk him down to his normal size. Phil got super lucky hitting that gut shot. He's not allowed to complain about running bad for the rest of the show.
Phil, you got the sickness a little bit late in the game for a gut shot. You got the sickness a little.
It feels good that the gutter ball and then get full stack value, huh? That feels good, Helmuth, right? Pay for the gutter ball, get there. Get the whole stack in on the next card.
4 outs. He was 10-1.
Get the whole stack in on the next card, Helmuth. You just did it, kid.
If there's one thing Phil Hellmuth hates, it's a lot of attention.
Martinez folds.
Pot.
Hellmuth raises to 2,000 with the ace-jack. Minieri folds.
Oh, my bad. My bad. My hand is...
Last time, Phil.
I messed up.
Elke calls 2,000 with 2 nines. And lock is folded. Perkins calls 1,600 with the 6-4.
Okay.
The businessman in the business of lighting money on fire.
Flop. Deuce 10-9. Elke flops a set.
And seems a little entranced by it, like he's looking at a double rainbow.
Perkins checks.
Checks his 6 high.
7,000.
Bad time for a C-bet.
Hellmuth bets 7K.
There goes all that profit. A raise in this spot would look pretty strong on this fairly dry board. Then again, Elke knows Phil's liable to call with a gut shot. A gut shot.
There's your raise. Elke makes it 19,000. The businessman quickly out.
Phil made a very loose call last hand on the flop. This call would be so loose it needs a pair of suspenders.
Belt and suspenders. Makes the call.
Wow, Phil's up now. He's not supposed to be making frustration calls anymore.
I check.
And he dark checks, which has worked so well so far. Turn, 3 of clubs.
That card's more inconsequential than the entire NBA regular season.
Hellmuth has already checked, so it's on Elke.
No reason to not try to bet this again for value.
Fires 33-3.
No. Come on.
Phil frustrated. He has to lay down his ace-jack high.
Jack queen, Elke. Good bet, buddy.
Bad bet. You probably would have called for less.
Hellmuth lets it go.
Man, that was a super bluff. Show.
Elke wins a pot worth over 78,000.
All right, Elke, let's play poker, kid. You got me. For the rest of the night. If you hit some hands, you're going to win a lot of money, sir.
Phil is absolutely chowing down on those glasses right now.
Yeah, despite the big win against Dario, Phil is still very tilty.
While Phil's 1.7 aggro factor is the second lowest at the table, he's gotten a lot more aggressive in the last few hands. But given Elke's passive approach this whole week, it was surprising to see him call Gros Pellier's flop raise with ace high and no draw.
Nice job on Gros Pellier. Poker Brat's profit was short-lived. He's now down 3,000 overall.
I just noticed Elke's not wearing a shirt under that thing.
And Hellmuth in the straddle.
Or he wants to mess with me. Of course he wants to mess with me.
If you're wondering who he is, it's everyone.
Hey, was that a voluntary straddle from Helmuth?
Yes.
I love this. It's like, you can never tell where Helmuth's brain at. It's like in knit mode or crazy, but actually has more money, so now it makes more sense.
Dario raises.
I'm tilted. I mean, I lost that money to Elke. I'm just so tilted.
Elke folds over to Locke, who lets it go.
I'm gonna get out of it.
I did call you with ace-jack high, Elke. You like that?
That was the worst call you made. You could have already made.
Way to sugarcoat it, Elk.
Action on Martinez, the cannon, with ace-jack.
Look at this guy. He's disappeared.
He says up 140. He's done gambling.
Guys, I think he can hear you. Max has got Dario dominated, but he is out of position.
He'll just call. Hellmuth.
Flipped another set.
Still tilting. 10-4.
I know he's defending his straddle, but is Phil even looking at his cards? He's dominated and he's got the good buddy hand. If a chick calls you a good buddy, it's over, brah.
Deuce, king, 6, 3 spades.
No one's got a spade.
Martinez checks. Hellmuth checks.
Dario was the pre-flop aggressor.
And he checks to see if that ace was a spade, and then checks it to the turn. 7 of clubs.
Max's ace-jack, still the best hand.
And he checks.
55.
Hellmuth's going to take a stab, bets 5,500.
Oops, all right.
Dario quickly out.
The loose cannon does not look convinced. Hellmuth continuing that aggression we just mentioned. I wonder if the cannon will tighten up now that he's got a lead and time is running out.
He does, and Hellmuth will take it down with a little bluff.
You're playing a dangerous game, Phil Hellmuth.
So that $14,000 pot puts the Poker Brat back in Profitville. See if he stays there or heads back to Tilty Town when the big game continues. Welcome back to the PokerStars.com big game. We're on hand 122 of the 150 to be played. And there's some tension starting to build as action begins on Dario Minieri.
Yeah, I'm ready to gamble with you.
Folds the 9 deuce.
You know that.
I'm ready to gamble when you're doing dead.
Elke raises the 1300 with king 10. Lock calls quickly with ace 8.
I bet the pot.
Perkins pots it.
How much?
64.
To 6,400 with the 8-6.
Time is running out, so it looks like we're in for some big pots.
Martinez and Helmuth fold. And Elke folds.
Can't flop a set with that hand.
Sosik.
Lock makes the call.
We know Locke has Perkins dominated. He knows Perkins could be doing this with any 2 cards.
Queen 3-8, 2 clubs. Lock and Perkins both with middle pair, but Phil with a stranglehold now with the nut flush draw. Bets 10K.
What an insanely good flop for Phil.
Perkins calls.
Phil's donk bet to induce action. Perkins snap calls with middle pair, no kicker. Seems pretty proud of himself.
Turn. 8 of diamonds, both players with trips.
Oh boy, both these guys have monster hands and monster stacks. Things are about to get real in here.
Lock bets 25,000.
Someone get Bill Perkins a blanket because this is a cold deck.
I raise.
He's gonna raise it. There's the 25.
How much will Bill Perkins fire into the abyss?
Raises to 80,000.
Now 140,000 in this pot. Phil Locke with a bit of a knit roll or Hollywooding, but he's never folding.
I think I got you beat. I think you, unless you have like ace-8 of clubs or some sick demon hand.
Well, he's clearly not knit rolling, Joe. I think he's just relishing the moment.
I just...
Boys and girls at home, if I'm wrong and you're starting to try and like play good poker, and you think this is the night to let's follow Phil. He always gets unstuck. Maybe this is the time to watch a different program.
Should I give him the penny?
This is dirty.
That penny is cursed. I'm gonna make my own decision.
It's cursed. He's gonna fold. There's no way he's gonna call half his stack.
Well, you're right, Bill. He's not calling.
All right, this is what it looks like when I go all in. I am all in.
Lock's all in.
I call.
Perkins calls.
Good move.
Evil. It was evil. I'm sorry. You're my friend, so you can take it. You want to run it twice?
Twice.
Hey, how about 3 times in the first and last count? The middle doesn't count.
Go. Next.
So they're gonna run it 3 times.
Over 330K in the middle.
3 times, first and last.
Second river will not count.
I'm going. He got me. Cost me money and got me.
Perkins needs a 6 for the win. A queen or a tray will chop it.
But it's a 5.
First one's mine. The second one doesn't count, but we need to see what it is anyways. This is me. If a 6 comes now, I am super shallow.
So this river will not count.
A 6 would be pretty sick.
Nope. Deuce of diamonds, and that doesn't spoil any of Perkins' outs.
That one didn't count. Here's the last one that counts. No 6. Don't punish me for this funny business that I did.
You should get punished for all that drama.
You should get punished for all that drama.
Save the drama for your mama and deal.
Will he get punished? No. 10 of spades, and Phil Locke is going to drag a $335,000 pot.
Good. I'm out.
All right, buddy.
You got
that
it.
was sick.
Good drama. Good drama.
Sick.
All right, guys.
Sick.
Cabs are here. Bill Perkins dusted off nearly 300 grand this week.
Wow. Wow.
How lucky is Phil Locke? Trips over trips against the businessman.
So after struggling all week long, that massive pot puts Phil Locke up more than 100K right now. He trails the loose cannon, who continues to lead everyone with a profit of almost 134,000.
With 28 hands to go, Max is about 20K behind Gonzalez Cannon for the passport, so Gonzo's benchmark is far from safe.
So while that race remains tight, Locke has just leapfrogged Justin Bonomo by a wide margin to become the big game's most profitable player ever with more than 575,000.
That's over $500,000.
Replacing Bill Perkins in seat 6 is Jason Mercier.
The 24-year-old rising star is from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and has already captured a WSOP bracelet. Jason's making his 5th appearance in the big game and is up over 84,000 overall. Tonight, he'll begin with 200K. I know Jason's a fan of the show because he texts me at 3 in the morning if he doesn't like what I have to say.
Action will start on Elke. Ace, Jack of hearts. Raises to 1,300. Locke folds. Welcome to the table with trash from Mercier. Lets it go. Cannon out.
Pot.
Hellmuth pots it with the 10-9.
Phil's out of position, but he's not letting that stop him.
How much?
49 total.
Aggressive as all get out.
Minieri's already folded. And Hellmuth makes it 4,900.
Elke facing a 3-bet with a big suited ace.
Elke calls.
Hellmuth's out of position, but at least he's got the betting lead.
Flop. 4 king, 5 2 hearts. Elke with the nut flush draw.
I assume Phil's gonna have to continue with this.
7,400.
He does, makes it 7,400.
0% chance Elke folds.
Given the way Hellmuth's been playing, Joe, what's more likely here, a call or a raise from Elke?
Well, Elke won't want to chase away Phil if he's bluffing.
He just calls.
Phil's in pretty bad shape here.
To the turn. 10 of spades, and Phil hits a pair. He takes the lead, but Elke with every out in the deck now. He has a straight draw as well.
Will Phil fire at this again? Looks like yes.
25-6.
That's 25,600.
Elke's getting way the right price. Factor in implied odds and the fact that he might not even be behind at all, and I think it's super unlikely to see Elke fold.
I'll take this one, Elke.
Like beeping at a hot girl from your car, I don't know that this tactic has ever worked. Elke's just got so many outs.
That's a big raise. Elke's made it 122,000 to go.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Don't think he's kidding.
Cheating me in this game or what?
Phil's ahead, but if he makes this call, he's coin flipping for a couple $100 grand. I think Phil's just about to snap through those glasses.
Hellmuth lays it down, and the aggressive semi-bluff will work for Elke.
You can show one. You can see one.
This one. This is the one.
Lock flips over the ace.
Oh, ace-3 of hearts.
Better than that. Come on.
Ace-jack of hearts.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, Elke, you put him on Astro tilt. If you want to make that tilt complete, you have to fade the river.
Severe lack of bleeps there. Serenity now.
That's Elke 2, Hellmuth nothing. See if Elke continues to own the poker brat when the big game returns right after this. Welcome back to Las Vegas, where Gonzalez Cannon, our leading loose cannon, is watching things unfold from backstage.
You know, I have a pretty decent number of the guys on my heels. I mean, he has a huge profit, which is very good for him. I want all the loose cannons to profit. I just don't want him to pass me. You know, is that too much? Is that too much to ask?
Gonzo still leads the Italian Massimiliano Martinez for the NAPT passport by 22,000 bucks.
That passport is worth an extra $50,000. Max has still got some time, but it looks like this race is coming down to the wire.
Action will start here on Phil Lock, the Unabomber. Queen 4, lets it go.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna open to.
Mercier folds.
What in the hell is going on here?
Martinez, Jack Deuce, folds.
All right, I pot.
Hellmuth pots it.
Good hand, Elke. Thank you, Phil.
Raises to 2,000 with ace 3, Minieri out.
I wish we could play for a couple more hours, buddy. I want to gamble.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Elke calls, and these two going at it again. Deuce, ace, jack, couple of spades.
I want to gamble.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Doug, maybe this is the
you